Hey guys, it's Patrick Abrams from NPS here. I'm just going to run through a couple of troubleshoot and long-term maintenance that you're going to want to do on our 5500 watt generator. Now this is going to be the same on the 55 and 45, but basically what we want to do is troubleshoot, say it's not cranking. What you're going to want to do is you're going to check your 12 volt power source. You've got a 12 volt breaker in here, and you also have a 12 volt on off switch. So you want to make sure that those are both dialed in. If this breaker is popped out further than what you see there, then you know that tripped from an overload or a surge from the 12 volt system. And then of course you're going to have your on off switch that you want to make sure is in the on position, so you're getting the 12 volt feed into the motherboard on the generator. The next thing, so we're dialed into that aspect. The next thing, if it's cranking and it's not firing, we're going to troubleshoot two different systems. One, of course, fuel. You're going to want to check your fuel gauge, make sure that you have enough that it's not going to be running short. Know that you've got good quality fuel in there. We suggest an additive if it's going to stay, or to drain it and burn out all the fuel if it's going to be there for an extended period of time. So fuel's covered, we're set there. Then we're going to make sure that the oil is topped off. We're also going to make sure that we're not seeing an oil alert light when we're cranking the generator, because if you're too low, it will not let it start. So that's the next aspect that you want to double check, that the oil's there, which part of the user's manual guide is going to tell you to check those things as well. So the other thing that we want to check is make sure that this choke isn't started. If it is starting and it's running really rich and isn't operating or sounding correct, that choke could possibly be on. It is an automatic choke, but you can now also manually function it. So if the generator is running and you're not getting the power output, this is an inverter generator, so it's a little different than the standard. You'll see this overload alarm. Basically, if you've drawn too much power from the generator, it's going to shut the inverter itself off, but the motor is still going to continue to run. So if you're saying the motor's running and I'm not getting any power, just shut this guy down and restart it, and that resets that overload alarm. So we want to make sure that you guys are aware of that situation, that if it's running and there's no 110 power, that's the corrective measure to make sure that that gets dialed back in. Now I just want to go over a couple of extended maintenance on this. So first off, this generator comes with break-in oil, is what the industry standard is. So you're going to run it for 20 hours or a month, drain that oil out, have a technician do it, and we prefer that you pay a technician to do it. And the reason being is just so that you have that receipt for your maintenance, that you can basically prove that it was done properly. So you'll drain that oil out, put in fresh. The continued oil schedule after that 20-hour, 1 month break-in is every 6 months, 100 hours. We want that oil changed over. Just make sure that it's fresh and taken care of. What we suggest is the Yamalube, and I'll explain a little bit why. So the 1040 Yamalube is great because it operates in a wider range of temperature. So basically, if you're not going to run the Yamalube, you're going to have to change that oil basically at freezing or up to 80 degrees to different weights to adjust for the temperature that you're operating in. So if you just stick with the Yamalube, you're going to be covered, it's going to be taken care of, and you don't have to worry so much about it. The other aspect that we want to do is every 3 months, you're going to take this air filter off. There's just a couple of quick screws here, and the cover comes off, and you can see that foam filter. So this foam filter is a pretty simple process. You'll just pop it out and you wash it with soap and water, and then you use a filter oil on it, let it dry, filter oil it, and then put it back in. You're going to want to check and clean every 3 months as needed on that aspect to make sure that you're just getting good clean air into the system and you're not choking out the air intake on the generator itself, on the motor. One of the last maintenance items that we want you guys to take care of. So the next thing that I want to check out here is the spark arrestor. So what you'll do is you'll take the screw out and you'll just pull this screen out and clean that with a wire brush. So basically what the spark arrestor is designed to do is keep any spark from coming out and starting a forest fire. But what this guy's gonna do is it's gonna get some carbon buildup. So we wanna make sure that we're not restricting any airflow from the exhaust system. We're gonna wanna do that every 6 months. Just pull that guy out, clean it up, make sure that it's inspected and taken care of so that your machine is gonna perform its optimal performance. Okay guys, I just wanna thank you for watching the tutorial today. The biggest thing that I want you guys to be aware of is right here, you'll see on the front of your generator is our customer warranty number. So we want you, if you have any questions, to give us a call and ask. We'd rather have the question than it to be done wrong. So basically, if you can't find the warranty information, it's in the book, but you can always give us a call, download the owner's manual, and we look to see you out there camping and hope to hear from you soon.